DarkAce narrative.
For 2.5 years, I was employed as a barista at Starbucks. This story takes place during my 6th month on the job. The establishment where I worked at is known as LA Live. It's nearby the Staples Convention Center. I'm usually an employee who preferred to take on night shifts, and in spite of the story you're about to hear, I still am. This Starbucks store typically closes at 1:30 a.m. However, it takes me approximately 15 to 20 minutes to walk back to my car, since most Starbucks employees don't have employee parking in downtown LA. Earlier one night during a closing shift, two strangers, a guy and a woman, were knocking in the back room, which is odd, because the back room of Starbucks is directly connected to a long hallway that's like a maze. It's also connected to various restaurants, and has 2 floors. There was no events going on that day, so there was really no need for those 2 strangers to be there that day. Keep in mind that this hallway is also connected to the underground garage parking lot. One guy was dressed in a coat, and the woman was dressed like a prostitute. The man himself insisted on having me guide him back to his van. However, these guys gave me too much of a bad vibe, so I instructed them where they needed to go, and to let me be. The man, regardless, became frustrated, but I honestly just closed the door on them. This happened at approximately 11:30 a.m., and I spent the rest of that shift making drinks and cleaning. I informed the manager in charge of what happened, so we decided to opt out from taking out the trash, which in itself is a mission, since I would have to go 2 floors down, and that's not including the walk down that hallway to the elevator. After clocking out at 1:30 a.m., I walked over to my car. My car is usually parked inside a relatively calm neighborhood. I get that it's dangerous, but sometimes at this time of the morning, I like to listen to my music. However, something told me not to do it. 10 minutes into my walk, I heard footsteps, which weren't my own. I speed walked to my car, and immediately hit the ignition. As I drove off, I could make out 2 dark silhouettes, but I didn't stay back to say hi. I drove off back home, and I consistently looked over my rear mirror to ensure that I wasn't followed. Fortunately, I was not, and made it home safe. Eventually, I had the opportunity to transfer to another Starbucks in DTLA. However, this was one of those rare stores with parking. To this day, I think that those 2 dark silhouettes was the strange man and the woman.